have a seat. Yeah, I know this is different. Quit with the questions. Allow me a second, please, to make my first impression.
YouTube, what up? Welcome back to another Pounds 978 custom video. And today I want to talk to you guys about the Into the Spiderverse Marvel Legends figures. There's Gwen, there's Miles, there's Peter, there's Prowler, and there's Porker. But I only have these three, well, four if you include Porker, who comes with Gwen. Stiltman for the Build-A-Figure. I don't really care much for Stiltman. I know he is one of Spider-Man's original villains, but man. But you can build him as high and as tall as you want. Personally, I will not be building him, but he does look pretty cool. The four spiders from the Into the Spiderverse movie, there was also Penny Parker and Spider-Man Noir and the robot. And I'm kind of upset we didn't get those. I'm hoping that we'll get another wave soon with the Spider-Man dressed up fully in his spider suit, and the same thing with Miles in his full spider suit, and again with probably Spider-Man Noir and Penny Parker. That would be another cool wave. I don't know, because the movie's already over, so maybe when the next movie comes out they'll drop the wave. But these four are the most important for me with this wave. I didn't need Prowler, although Prowler is pretty cool if you want him to battle Miles and stuff. But I don't know, I think the four spiders are the coolest. And even then, when I first saw this wave, I wasn't too excited. I was like, man, whatever. But picking them up, I will tell you, man, I'm super happy with the Peter and the Miles, man. They're great figures. They're like super articulated. It's funny. Gwen is pretty cool too, but she's pretty average if you already have the other two Gwens that were released previously. And Porker, you know what I'm gonna say about Porker. He's a trash figure. But however, though, he's free this time, and so for that, I will say I like him much more than the previous Peter Porker. So with all that said, let's get into this and let's see what each one of these look like close up. Lazy old just can't get right Peter Parker with one boot, one shoe, mismatch, long trench army coat, belly out, stubble beard, sipping on his soft drink. This Peter Parker is a fun one to have, I will tell you. And it is accurate to the movie, so you gotta give them props for that. They also included an alternate head. I like that. They also included the beverage. Pretty cool. His hand that holds it. I wish they gave us a webbed hand that held the drink as well, so when you have the half mask on, you can hold the drink with the web hand. Thinking out too much, but this figure looks cool. It is accurate to the movie counterpart, and I think it looks great. Well, good enough anyway. Like, how much more do you want for $20? But there it is. Again, I wish he had the webbed hand so you can see that he's just quickly taking a break. But it does look good. The jacket's pretty nice. It's pretty detailed. It doesn't have a wash on it or anything, so it doesn't look realistic, but it looks nice. You can tell that it's a military jacket, and I like that. One thing I would have wanted on this figure is webs, painted webs. And I mean painted in the sculpt. Because with Hasbro, it seems like you're gonna get either sculpted webs or painted webs, and never really both, because judging by the Amazing Spider-Man figure, it can never be too clean. And I get it, and until they can perfect that, I guess this is okay. But for me, yeah, this definitely has to be sculpted, so I'm not mad at it. I give this a pass for sure. This is better than the SpiderHam or the 6-armed Spider-Man, indefinitely, like without a doubt. Miles Morales. And with him, like with all the other figures, I posted a post on Instagram, like sounding like I was displeased to pick them up. I was like, oh, I guess I'll pick them up. And then upon opening them, I was really, really surprised, because the articulation on this little guy is amazing. His limbs are really thin, and that's okay because it makes for great articulation. The knees, they bend really cool. The only problem is he has single jointed elbows. But nonetheless, they are pretty long, and because of the length, they feel like double jointed elbows almost. He has a hoodie on, even though it's just a hollow piece. The jacket is nice. The only thing that is inaccurate are the shoes. They are not the Jordan 1s that we know, that we've come to love. But that's okay. I know people who want to paint them. It's not that serious. I think they look accurate enough. They are the silhouette of the Jordan 1. They just don't have the colorway the movie had. So, looking up close, the face looks really cool. He looks young, but if I had to compare it to the box art, I would say that it doesn't look exact. It's a reference, but it's not exact. And then for me, it doesn't matter. I think this looks cool enough. I mean, it's just strange that they got Peter B. Parker on point, and with this guy, he's not 100% exact. Nonetheless, he does look like the Miles from the movie, so you're gonna be pleased either way. Plus, the head on it is amazing. Like the head articulation they got on it, they were listening and fixed the ball pegs on his neck, because what they did with the new articulated Spider-Man is put the stick in too deep, so it doesn't allow for this much range. So this one, they actually gave us the head with the ball peg inside already. So instead of just removing the head, you remove the head with the peg. And I don't know why, they could have just given us the head, but having all this motion in the neck feels great. This figure is articulated well. I do recommend this. And before I forget, I know I briefly mentioned this, but his belly popping out is what sold me on the figure. When I said, when I saw I could do that, I was like, holy crap, they really pulled it off. I didn't know if it was an accident or it was just a point of articulation I had it in, but I think this was intentional. This has to be intentional because it is so perfectly done that it just makes me smile, because they can do things right when they want to do them right. Just put some paint on those webs and we'll be okay. But trust me, you can get him to look slim or fat. If you don't want him, because you know he does slim down a little bit, but he has his lazy fatness that you can have his belly poke out a little bit, or you can just tuck that in a little bit and stand him up straight, and you can have him look like he's a regular hero who lost his belly. So I think that's pretty cool. Hasbro, shout out to you. Everybody, let's stop real quick and let's give a round of applause to Hasbro.
Please clap.
Gwen Stacey and Peter Porker, SpiderHam. Two cool figures, one cooler than the other. In fact, I actually like this Gwen Stacey. And the reason why I say it like that is because I normally don't care for female figures, especially the ones on these Teenage Bucks. That diaphragm joint is pretty restricted. It doesn't work well. But for some reason, this looks more beefier. I don't know what it is. Her legs look thicker than normal. I do like the head sculpt. That's probably the only new thing we have here. Actually, there's a couple new things here. I don't want to lie to you and say that this is the same thing as the old Gwen. It is, but it isn't. And that's because the design is pretty much the same. It's the same suit. Some of the white is in a different area here than it was on the last figure. But what's different is the boots. The boots are sculpted. They're bigger. I feel like the calves are even a little bit bigger. I feel like the legs are even beefier. We get alternate hands. We didn't get that with any of the last Gwens. And we get an alternate head, which is cool. We always got that. Her head looks really good. It's pretty accurate to the movie. I just feel like when I look at this Gwen, she looks like one of those girls that smokes in the school's bathroom or outside the cafeteria after lunch, who stunk up the place, who was really pretty but just smoked and was just like, ugh, you smell. Maybe I don't know. I just get that feeling. I don't know who it was, but me and someone were going back and forth about this Gwen figure, and they were like, oh, the head is beautiful. It's beautiful. And I said, okay, if you think so. She looks cute. She looks kind of piggy in the nose, right? But she's cute, I guess. I don't know about beautiful. She does look pretty accurate to the movie, and so if you think the movie version is beautiful, then I don't blame you either. But, you know, mask head version is cool. I prefer all my spiders with the mask. I don't know why. I could care less for their human interpretation. Sometimes, you know, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool to have alternate heads, definitely. But I prefer my spiders with the mask on. And I don't know, I think I like the other mask, the older Gwen mask, over this one. This one looks cool, but the older one looks a little better with the fade around the eyes and the webbing inside the hood. I think that looks pretty sick. But you can see the bodies are completely the same. It's just they look different. The one on the left is more matted. The one on the right is more glossed out. The boots, again, they're sculpted. The hoods are different, the heads are different, and the paint jobs are different. Don't mind this new one. It has a hood. It has two hoods on because I left the hood on where I didn't leave it on for this one. But you can see that they are pretty much the same. I guess, honestly, I think I like the new Gwen a little more than this old Gwen. I like the older Gwen colors, but I like the newer Gwen look. SpiderHam, he's good. And again, because he was free, he came with Gwen as an accessory. I'm happy to have him that way, honestly. I can't complain, so I won't complain about him. He actually is pretty accurate, and I'm not going to complain about him. There, that's that. But I couldn't say the same for this SpiderHam. This SpiderHam is frustrating because it does look really nice. It is also accurate to the Spider-Man animated show. I think it was the Spider-Man Unlimited series, or the Ultimate Spider-Man. I forgot what it's called, but it was a really good show. They canceled it for the new Disney whack-ass Spider-Man they got now. And I can't complain on how it looks. I'm only upset at how it moves and where it doesn't move, as a matter of fact. But they both look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Again, they could have added webs on both of the spiders. That's minimum I'll complain about. It's odd choicing too, because if you look at the webs, one of the webs are indented and the other webs are embossed out. So it's two different styles of sculpted webbing. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer indented webs or sculpted over? Like Raimi webs. You get what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right? That sounds crazy right now. What the hell am I talking about? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse wave. Long overdue as far as figures go, because the movie came out long before these figures came out. But I will say that they are pretty nice, all of these, including SpiderHam. So I assume Prowler is probably just as nice. I've been hearing Frogman is one of the best figures, and everyone is loving the ninja due to the stilt legs that it comes with. So this wave is a hit. Everybody is in love with it. I'm not gonna say I'm in love with it because there's no comic spiders, but I am impressed with Peter, Miles, and even Gwen, who surprised me because I expected it to be just like the regular Gwen. So these figures are a must, I will say, if you're into Spider-Man and you do like the Into the Spider-Verse and you can't wait for Spider-Man 3 to come out. This wave is highly recommended. I do at least recommend these 4 guys. So pick these guys up if you can. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. Give me a thumb up. It helps the video get shared around to all of you who don't share it. But if you want to share it, you could also do that. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.
But if you choose to subscribe, you the man. Yes, you. Everyone below in the comments, yes, you too. Thank you very much for showing me love. Who knew? It's ironic how we think out the box for you too, right?
Sing, 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 sing. Everybody.